Hey, I'm Jay, and today I want to talk about my top 5 favorite books for character artists. I'm a 3D artist, so this is going to be some 3D stuff, but there's 2D stuff in there too. If you're into characters or art, that kind of stuff, you're going to be into it. So even if you're a dimension deficient and you're into the 2Ds and you don't want that extra D, that's fine with me. There's some books in here that you'll probably like, but this is definitely like 3D centric. So these are my top 5 favorite books. So I'm doing this video for a couple reasons. I get asked, about books occasionally. So I thought, why not share my favorite ones? And there might be some in here you haven't heard of that would be a really good get and some good info in there. Secondly, is I kind of want to take a shot at doing the whole Amazon affiliate link thing. And for that to work, people have to click your links. I put links to some of these books down below. So if you are going to purchase a book, I really appreciate it if you click that link. All right, so let's dive in. First up is my number 1 book. I don't know if this is really in an order, but number 1 is Stop Staring by Jason Osipa. Pew. So the Stop Staring book, this is a 3rd edition. I read the 1st edition a long time ago, but I got the 3rd edition now too. This book is awesome. So it's about modeling faces, topology for animation, rigging, and animating. I read this book at the end of high school, after high school. I was actually in a detention hall or some other school because I was a delinquent. I still probably am a delinquent. And for getting into a fight, I went to detention. Anyways, to pass the time, I was reading this book. And it's awesome. Also in college, I did a self-portrait and animated it. I did that following this book. That was before ZBrush. I box modeled it and everything. Anyways, old school stuff. But the book is still good. I still use, the topology principles. It's great that it does modeling, rigging, animation. It talks about the blend shape library. A lot of rigs are based on the Jason Osipa rig, the faces stuff. So anyways, dope book. If you're into modeling faces for animation, you got to have this book. All right, that's number 1. All right, book number 2. Mastering Portraiture, Advanced Analysis of the Face Sculpted in Clay by Felipe and Cheris Farad. So I do apologize if I mess up the names. I'm just kind of taking a shot at the names. I've only ever read them, but the names are listed below along with the links. So this book is kind of a famous book in the character art circles. What makes it so great is that it's not like a traditional anatomy book. It's not like an inside out kind of thing. It's a lot more oriented towards sculptors and kind of an outside in approach. So depending on what kind of thing you're looking at, sometimes you want to, know what's beneath the skin and all that stuff. But this book does a great job of breaking down the forms of the face into simple forms and how you would approach it from a sculpting point of view. So it's a great book for sculpting faces. It even talks about ethnicities, shows different angles, breaks down facial features. It has a section on each facial feature. So it's a super great book, and I highly recommend it. If you're into sculpting faces, it's a must-have. I also know that character artists at Blizzard use this book, so don't tell anybody, but, it's kind of a big deal. Okay, so that's number 2. All right, so number 3 is Least Wanted, A Century of American Mugshots. So this book is dope. This is one that would work if you're into 2D. Just any kind of character design, anything character related, this book's great. So this is essentially a book of mugshots of people that aren't famous, just a bunch of different mugshots, all different kinds of people, different ages, ethnicities, walks of life, facial stuff. It's fantastic. And the presentation of the book is great. But, if you ever need to invent a character and you don't want to pull from a celebrity, because if you just pull celebrities for references, it's just obvious. So this is a great book because it has front views and side views of really interesting faces, and no one's going to know, who you're referencing. And obviously you can take a spin on these, but it's fantastic. Awesome book. You can even read some of these cards and there's little stories and stuff. So this book's great if you need a treasure trove of faces for reference or inspiration or what have you. There you go. Least Wanted. That's book number 3. All right, book 4 is Golem, How We Made Movie Magic by Andy Serkis. So this is awesome. This is a super special one for me because Golem was the thing that changed everything for me. And it became my, what's still an ongoing pursuit of learning about character art, getting better at character art, and just the magic that can take place if everything comes together and a bunch of passionate people do their jobs, So this book is fantastic. You get some behind the scenes stories. It's written by Andy Serkis. There's some pictures. There's actually pictures of the actual Golem model and its blend shapes on the edges of every page. I remember staring at those. I don't know if they're the blend shapes, but they're facial expressions. So you can actually see the model before it's subdivided. There's some behind the scenes photos that you don't see anywhere else. And then there's the stories of Jamie Biswarck sculpting and Bayrate modeling. So I just think it's fantastic. If you're into character art, if you're into Lord of the Rings and Golem, it's a must-have. So I'll put it that way. But for me, it's huge. I just loved it. You can see the topology of Golem in here. So this was big for me. Being able to, I was obsessed with the character and everything that happened in the Two Towers. And then later when I found this book and I could just dive into it and learn more about it, it just made me super thrilled. So this is a big one for me, kind of a personal one, I guess. But yeah, book number 4, Golem. All right, book number 5 is Anatomy for Sculptors. This one a little bit different because it's an ebook, and it's not an Amazon affiliate. I'm just gonna put a link to where you can buy directly from them, because on Amazon it's going for like, I don't know, over $100 or something, but it's like 50 something bucks on their site. So Anatomy for Sculptors, another kind of famous one. This is great because it's aimed at sculptors and modelers. Again, it breaks down the muscles and forms into very image-based references, things that are just a lot easier for an artist to understand and what you want to get out of it. So it's fantastic. I actually recommend the ebook anyway. I have the ebook. I mean, I've used both. There's obviously something nice about having a real book, but the thing about the ebook is you can save your notes, which I've done. So I put notes and bookmarks in the ebook. You can search those notes. You can have it up on your monitor. So, not a huge downside to have an ebook. I'd recommend either one, but this is a big one. If I had to recommend one anatomy book for character artists, it'd be this one. I think, again, even if you're into 2D, this might be useful to you, but it's definitely aimed at 3D, and that's what's cool about it, is it's a book aimed at 3D artists or sculptors, and it talks about anatomy. So yeah, it's a huge one. This one people probably already know about, but if you don't, this is the one anatomy book to get. So that's book number 5. So I do have one more book, a little bit of a bonus in here. Again, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find an affiliate for this one, but I'm gonna put the info down below if you can find it somewhere. I think that's a great book. So this book is called Heads and Tails by Malvina Hoffman, or MH as she goes by in the book. So this, I feel like, is like a sleeper or something, man. I found this book because it was on the reading list of one of my college sculpting classes. Yeah, just in the syllabus or something, there was like additional reading recommendations, and I looked up the books. And I fell in love with the idea of this book, and it's amazing. I don't know why it's not more well known, but essentially in like 1927, this woman, this sculptor, Malvina Hoffman, was offered the opportunity to sail around the world and sculpt different ethnicities. And she took on that challenge. She'd already been an accomplished sculptor up to that time, but a museum, had this idea of like, we want to make this Hall of Man and have all these different ethnicities represented here. And so they commissioned her to do it, and she agreed. So it took her like more than 5 years, I think. And she sailed around the world to like Africa and some European countries and stuff. And she sculpted 100 heads and some life-sized figures. So it's kind of this amazing life's work of this person, this epic journey. And she writes about her voyages and meeting the people, the different cultures, and she'd be sculpting. I mean, imagine that, dude. 1930, a woman traveling the world, in some like pretty remote locations, in some villages and stuff, just sculpting these amazing classical works with the focus on anatomy and the science of different, anthropology, essentially. So it's kind of amazing. It's great that it's written by her from an artist's point of view. She knew what she was doing. I just think it's an epic book. You know, there's a lot of images in here, but it's definitely more of a novel, if you want to say that, compared to the other books. The other books are just straight up information pretty much, but this one's also a great epic tale. So I'm throwing it in there as a bonus because, you know, it's a little bit different than the other ones. It might be hard to find, but I just think it's an epic book, and it's one of my old tome looking books, you know, because I got some secondhand version that actually has some inscription to somebody else in there. But yeah, I just think this is such a cool book. So that's going to be my bonus pick. So yeah, those are my top 5 books for character artists out there. If you're looking to pick up some books, there you go. There's any one of these books would be a great addition to your library. So I hope you found this video helpful in some way. I hope you get a book if you want to. And yeah, please do click an affiliate link down there if you don't mind to hook it up so I can become an affiliate. That would be dope. And let me know if you're into these kinds of videos that are a little bit more, you know, informative, I guess, or like recommendations. So yeah, I'm definitely, the next video is going to be more art related again, some modeling project. But I just wanted to peel off this kind of video to also just recommend books. So if anyone wants to know, you know, what books to get, I can send them this video. So here it is for all time, my top 5 books. So that's it for this one, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.